Once it goes into foreclosure, there should be a notice served on both your landlord and you by the foreclosing entity, which is typically the bank. That doesn't always happen for the tenant. One can check by going to their local clerk of courts for the common pleas court, and in order to get that information, they will need to know the name of their landlord and the property address, and the clerk should be able to do a search. Oftentimes, you can also go for those courts that have those dockets online, you can search online to see if the property's in foreclosure. Oftentimes, if the tenant is served, they should be aware that it may come in the guise of a Jane Doe or John Doe, because the lender will not necessarily know the name of the tenant, and they may want to be aware of that in order to open such mail that they might otherwise ignore. So as a tenant, if you find out that a foreclosure has been filed, this does not change anybody's status. The tenant still has a duty to pay rent. The law itself provides no opportunity for a tenant to simply say, well, since you're going through foreclosure, I'm going to stop paying my rent. The landlord, likewise, still is a landlord, and the landlord's duties, such as making repairs to the property or paying whatever utilities they are obligated to pay under the lease, also remains. And this is true through the entire foreclosure process until it is complete, because the landlord could still emerge from the foreclosure process as the owner. They could make a deal where they remain as the owner. So until the process is complete and the court says the landlord is gone, the owner is gone, somebody else buys the property, the tenant's duties and the landlord's duties remain the same. The tenant can remain on the property, and in my opinion, actually should remain on the property. The foreclosure process, as I said, does not cut off the obligation to pay rent. Likewise, that means you have the right to be able to stay. And you not only have the right to stay through the foreclosure process, but under the Protecting Tenants in Foreclosure Act, a federal law that was passed in May of 2009, the tenant also has a right to remain after the foreclosure process is completed, which is a substantial change in how property law works. And all tenants should have at least 90 days, and possibly until the end of their lease, to be able to remain following the completion of the foreclosure process.